Hello and welcome everyone. Today we will continue our shell implementation. We already did cd, pwd, echo, env, and which and exit. In this video I want to continue implementing setenv and unsetenv, which will be working on and manipulating environment variables. As you remember, in the main loop we are getting our environment variables and calling them in the loop, and when we in the shell loop, when we call the shell bits, we are giving arguments, environment and initial directory for some commands. But if we use setenv and unsetenv, we will need to modify this env before giving it to the variables, so we can have the same env we modify it. So what I mean is basically we need to call setenv or unsetenv before calling the shell builds, and it will be happening in our while loop. So before getting that, I will say we will check for if args0 exists. If so, we will check for is our args0 is setenv. Oops, I made a mistake. So we can say if this is not existing, we can just return this was a void, so it can turn just normally. If we are having unsetenv or setenv, we will be calling our variables, and this will be else for us. Okay, so basically we will check if we have arguments. If we don't have arguments, we will return. If we have arguments, we will check if they are setenv or unsetenv. In that case, we will change our environment variables, which will be using did I call them? Yes, we already have it in our header file, which will have args and env, and same here, env equals command unsetenv, which will have args and env, and return our new environment. So let's start coding, and in our built-ins function I will go to the bottom and just copy the function declarations, just like we did with others. Command as unsetenv will be used for function to set an environment And if you don't know what setenv is, let's just quickly check the Linux manual page, which allows you to change or add an environment variable to your environment. It's kind of simple, because if you remember, when we said env, we have all this data, but we can also say setenv variable equals 35. Okay, we don't have setenv in our bash, but we will have in our function, in our custom build. And unsetenv is basically the same, but the opposite. It will remove an environment variable from the environment of the calling process, and they are just like the opposite of each other, but they have the same logic. You just get the environment, you modify on it, you add something or remove it, and then you give it back, so the program can continue with the new environment you modify it, and which is return a char star, an array of the strings. And we can start checking if args1 is existing, and if not, I will say printf usage setenv var equals value, or it will be set env variable value, because if you check the documentation, you can see it gets a constant char name and value and overwrite, and unset just gets the name to move. We will not have an integer to overwrite, we will only have the constant char name and the value, which it will be our arguments. And unsetenv will take the variables and delete them out of the loop. So let's check if everything is working first. It doesn't, because we do not use the environment. So let's say void env make, that's a problem, it's the problem. Built-in is 168. We need to return type return null is okay for now. Make again. Let's declare it quickly. I will say void args void env and return null for now. Let's say make my shell echo hi to you too. I say set env, and it gives us set env, use it set env variable, or let's say or t, maybe this will look better. Set env, use it just set env or 2 dots. Too much, one less. Okay, this looks nice. I mean, if I remember correctly, this is the original declaration, but I also want to be more flexible. This is my own shell. I can do whatever I want, so I want implement like this, so I will implement like this. My shell, my choices, so I will just say git, and we can start our implementation. So first I will have int env count equals count env bars. This will be my helper function. It will get the env and it will count and return the number of the environment variables. So helper function to count env vars. It will be int count env vars. It will have the char env and int count equals 0 while env count not null, it will count it count plus plus and return the count, and we call the function. It will call the environment variables, and then we will have a new environment that we can return when we are done. We will malloc it, of course. Malloc env count +2 and size of char star, which means we will have our new environment. We will add +2 because we will be adding new 2 variables and they will be strings. Let's say in this case my variable, and I will say it equals to money, or I can just say some number. So we will be adding 2 extra space. We will be allocating 2 extra space for our variable and our value. Like we said here, we will have a variable and value, so we add 2, and we will check for if we malloced successfully. New env exists. We will say error malloc. It will print malloc error, and we will return the env we first had. This is our safety mechanism, and if there's no problem, we will copy existing environment variables. We will have a for loop for size ti equals 0, I is less than env count I plus plus, new env I equals my str duplicate env I. We are basically duplicating the existing environment to our new environment that we mallocked, and we will have an if to check if we are successfully duplicating the numbers. Do I make a mistake? Let's see. No, okay, all good. New env I, we are checking if it's working fine. We will say str error if it fails, and if it fails we will also need to free, because as you know, when you use malloc, you always need to free it when you are done. And j is less than I j plus plus I will say new env. So when we copied our environment to new environment, if there's an error, we will print the error and we will fill the malloc we already made, and after that we will because this is char star star, we need to fill it twice, first the inside, then the outer loop, which will be new env, and then again we will return env in case of a mistake. If not, we will determine the format of the input and create the new variable which will be char star new var equals, for beginning it will be null, then we will be checking if args2 exists. In that case, we will getting the new var equals args1. Okay, so if when I'm not sure, I just visualize it. So var equals value, and in that case, if we don't have, so our first argument is setenv, and our number 2 argument will be, let's check it, str, we will duplicate it again, my str dup args 1 or 2. Oh, I already get confused at this point, so we can test it later. Else new var equals, we will malloc strlen, of course my strlen, args1 plus my strlen args2 plus 2, and if new var exists, we will say we will need to use a setenv function, which I don't know if I need to implement, but let's use it for now. New var will have the %s equals %s, which will have the args1 and args2 Let's print this. First, now for now, I will just get this out, and I want to print f. I can just copy and paste from here. Let's see if it's gonna work. Of course not. Why not? Okay, we can change this. Just saying int. Another problem, 217. What's the problem? Oh yeah. Turn new env and make and my shell set env I forgot to turn to this, which is I made a mistake. My shell set env var equals 1 to 3. Yes, successfully making the malloc. So no need to print that. If this is also not new env, my shell set env y equals 1 to 3. Str duplicate again, and then mistake with that one. Make my shell set env y equals 1 to 3. Okay, another problem. Why are we? Oh my god, I think I'm too tired to make this video right now, but I already started, so I will finish it. No giving up. And what was our env count? Okay, so I want to see in the loop size equals env count. This will be the end of the environment, and where we will be adding our new variables. So if I say set env var equals 1 to 3, nothing. Why nothing? Okay, I don't even need to print this. What am I doing? I can just print f new var %s and new var, of course a new line, set env var equals 1 to 3. Aha, our new variable is so our argument 0 is setenv. Argument 1 is y1, 2, 3. In that case, if we have y1 but not 2, Yes, if args2 is null, which that means in the arguments we only have one value, it will be copy of our first argument. Else new variable will be okay. I think this should work. Equals null or not args2. Wait to say setenv var equals 1 2 3. New variable is 1 2 3. Set and v var 1 2 3, and again new var 1 2 3. Okay, that's good. So we are successfully getting the argument and saving it as our new variable, and it exists. We also malloc it, so after each malloc we need to check if it exists. So new var, if it's existing, if it's not existing, I meant per malloc, it will be a malloc error, and for each element we will flee the job we did. I will say flee new env. It's important not to forget to flee the malloc we did if there's a mistake. I do it all the time. And of course this will be in the loop, and then we will again flee the outside variables, and then we will return the original environment. So and new env env count will be our new variable. It means at the end of our env, let's look at this example. It says go path equals go, or like underscore equals user bin env in our case, and end of this environment variables we will add our new environment variable. This is the last index, and then of course then for null termination we will say new env, and env count plus 1 will be our new termination, and then we can flee the old env array for env exists. We will flee the env. I'm not even sure if we need to do this, but it's better to be ready than sorry. And then we will also flee the env, and I think this should work. So let's say make a mistake to 13. What's the problem? We can just call it int make my shell set env variable is 255, just numbers. Then we fail. Why we are failing? I have a problem with the env. We are giving our commands setenv arguments and environment. Maybe I don't need to feed the old env array. Set env variable 1, 2, 3 env, and I don't see my new variable because we didn't save it. So let's step back and save our env as our new environment will be current environment. So when I call the environment next time, it's supposed to show me what it has. Set env variable for env, and yes, we have our variable at the end of our variable class. If I say echo $sign variable, it will print 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, we successfully implemented the new env variable, but we might have some problems later because we are mallocing our new env, but we never free it. So let's move this. This can stay for now because I know I need to free it somewhere at some point, but I think it's for later. And again, we can continue with command and unsetenv, which is kind of similar, just same function to unset environment variables and env something like that. I don't know. I'm not an English person. I should make a list of every time I made a typo. It's so funny. Okay, so same idea. We have our environment, we have the variables, and when also let's test for. So what we test for was calling it in two separate versions. If I say set env y equals and I say env, and yes, it works in both cases. It's always good to check. And again, we will have we will start by checking if args1 is null. If args1 is not existing, we will say printf usage unsetenv. It will have a variable that we want to unset. I also put a new line on the first one. Yes. And return env. If not, we will have int env count equals count env virus env. We will malloc our new env, which will be malloc env count times size of char star, and if not new env, we will say malloc and return the original environment, else we will have int j equals 0, and we will have found variable, which will be which index we found the variable we want to unset. And I will have a for loop today. This time I will use integer. Begin int I equals 0, I is less than environment count I plus plus, and we will check if my str and compare env I is the argument I want to check with, which will have str my str length of the argument I want to remove, which means argument 1, and if it is equals to 0, which means it found the argument we want to move in the environment, and also environment I my str length args1 equal sign. Okay, let me check it quickly. So we will compare string 1, string 2, and size of the string. env I, check I inside and in this length, and it's equals to 0, which means it's in the environment, and also the one after our argument will be the equal sign that we showed earlier, like the name of the variable and equal sign and the value of the variable. So if you find it, we will say found equals 1, which means we found it. We will say free env I, else if you don't find it, we will say new env j plus plus equals env I, and this will be the matching var, and so if you find the variable we want to move in the environment, we will say okay, we found it. Then we will free the matching variable, and if we cannot find it, we will say okay, environment j is environment e. We will copy the environment into this, and if not found. If we cannot find it, we will say printf variable %s whatever not found in environment line, and it will be x1, and then we'll refer the new env, and we will return the original environment. I think this should work, and this also returns the environment. So let's give it a try. Make, no problem, my shell set env var 1 2 3. Does it exist? Yes. I say unset env var. I am quite sure I have my variable in the environment, but why would it say it's not found? Let's think. Try to see what could be the error. Not env. This also might be an idea. I should start putting comments on these functions explaining what are they doing. What was get env doing? Let's remember. Get an environment variable. So in that case, we can check if get env can find the variable in the environment, so we can know if it exists or our variable doesn't exist. So before that, I will say printf %s new line my get env, which will be my args1 and env, of course. This will be our debugger. My shell set env var 1 2 3 env, yes, it exists. I say unset env var, and it does print my variable, which means it's in my environment, but variable var not found in environment. Why always? So if found is 0, let me think quickly. So my str and compare returns 0. Let's print and say found my shell setenv var1 2 3 env exists unsetenv var it does print my getEnv gets the environment variable it finds in our env, which is good with me, which shows like our env works. Maybe I should create a new env and store in it. It might be better. But in idea it should work like this. Okay, so let's see as it will return new env. If not found, it will say environment variable not found. Also, I forgot something important. Env j will be null, and we will need to show the environment when we are done. But it will also have the same problem with the other one, so I will just comment this out and I will figure it out later. What's the problem? Okay, so again, make my shell setenv var 1 2 3 whatever env it exists. I say unsetenv var variable not found in environment. I feel like I made a typo or some simple mistake. I always do that. What we are checking is, in this case, we are checking var equals 1 2 3. In that case, we will, in environment of I, we will check I think this is our problem. What's that? 0 0. Was that a mistake? Okay, because in str and compare we are looking for the variable. Okay, let's get more detailed. Var is that, and size is this. Percent d. Okay. Value. So let's print var. Percent s. It will be x. 1, I say make, we say my shell set env var 1, 2, 3, env it exists, I say unset env var, our var is var, its value is 1, 2, 3 and size is 3. And my str and compare gets the environment of I. But it doesn't find it. Why is that? Okay. Now at least now I know the problem is here, I would say. Probably. So let's find out. Maybe this is the problem. So we are checking 3 sized. I will just cut it for now. I think this might be our problem. Set env var 1, 2, 3 env it exists, I say unset env var variable var not found in an environment. If my strn compares I am quite curious why it doesn't want to find my argument. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, I think this should work, by the way. I cannot believe I made this mistake. I said xi, but we are looking for x1. I think this is a sign of me being very tired. Set env 1, 2, 3 env, yes, it's here. I say unset env var, and it found, and I say env again, and now it's gone. Okay, finally our unset env also works, and no need for these printf statements. Yay. And if I say env in my mind, yes, I see the updated env. Okay, I think this is enough for this video. It took even longer than I expected to be. I am always having problems with some small details I miss, and I think this is what programming is all about. You always miss something. In this video we completed command setenv and unsetenv. Now when we work on our environment in our built-ins, we are giving new updated environment that we use setenv and unsetenv to update. And I think I need to free them at some point later, but yeah, free env. Will it fail if I don't say, if I say cd or ls, it doesn't work yet. pwd, it works. Env, it works. If I say exit, it exits. Okay. So I think it's fine. Yeah, thank you for watching. I will continue more in the next video. We made some progress. I think we are almost getting close to end. We need to work on executor, which I will explain later. Thank you for watching and see you next time.